I want to start and go back a little bit in time to your history, because before Etsy and before Skype and before eBite, you came out of Brown University. And in the early 1990s, you worked for New Jersey Senator Bill Bradley. So you started off in government and public policy. How did you go from that to entrepreneurship and technology?
Yeah, such a good question. No, my goal was really to have a positive impact on my community and my society. And I thought that politics would be a good way to do that. And I was super passionate about healthcare reform, which became an important topic in the early 1990s and is still a very important topic today. And, I was lucky enough to get a job working for a senator. And I think what worked for me was I didn't give myself a plan B. I had plan A, and plan B was to make plan A work. So I slept on couches in Washington, D.C. I graduated with no job, and I just knocked on doors until I could talk my way into a job doing what I loved, which was trying to fix the healthcare system for the United States government. This notion that you know what you're going to do for the rest of your life seems really overwhelming, and it can cause one to get really stuck. For me, a goal that is maybe 3 to 4 years out, what do I feel would be a great accomplishment over the next 3 to 4 years that would have me doing something I believe has purpose, that would have me learning skills that are transferable and working with great people?
Let's fast forward a couple of years now and move on to Etsy and how you were on the board of directors for about 6 months before you were named CEO of the company. Now, this CEO appointment came at difficult time for the company because it had been only listed for about 1.5 years. There were activist investors who were getting in on the action, buying up stakes and making their presence felt. The previous CEO was also ousted. There was a round of firings. What was that transition like for you?
It was really hard. I mean, morale was very low. And there was a lot of questions about what Etsy's role and purpose was. And I want to say that Etsy had always had the best of intentions. It had really wanted to prove to the world that it could be a great corporate citizen and a great business. But the business part wasn't going very well. And so that meant that we had to make a lot of very difficult decisions in a short amount of time to allow Etsy to continue on as an independent company. We had to really prove to the world that we deserved to exist as a standalone business. And that meant making a lot of really tough choices.
I want to touch on that idea you brought up about being a great corporate citizen and a great business. Are those two ideas inherently in conflict? How do you go about reconciling them in a world where the gap between the haves and the have-nots, and we're talking people and companies here, just keep getting wider?
I think that's one of the most important myths that I would like to debunk. And I think with Etsy, if there's one thing we can do together with Etsy, it's to help debunk this myth that being a great corporate citizen comes at the expense of being a great business, or vice versa. In fact, being a great citizen makes you a better business. And so you need to do the two in conjunction. And in fact, my fear for Etsy was it was performing very badly from a stock market performance. And what the world was hearing was, well, that's because we're trying to be a good citizen. And that connection, I think, is incredibly damaging. If you look at the state of politics today, it's pretty tough to see government being really effective at getting a lot done for us. If our corporate leaders can't step forward and make a positive impact on the world, where are we? We need companies to step forward and have a positive impact. And I very much believe that being a great citizen is part and parcel with being a great business. And I think we've done a lot to show that at Etsy. At the same time that our stock price is up 13-fold, we have become an entirely zero carbon company. We've become a much more diverse and inclusive company, and we have significantly improved our economic impact, the economic empowerment that is the core of our day job and the core of our social mission. So in every way, I think we are measurably and demonstrably a much more socially responsible company at the same time that we are a more financially successful company.